Hello everyone, welcome to Edu Research by D. Mishra. I'm Divya and I'm doing my PhD in IIT Delhi. So please don't forget to subscribe this channel if you are preparing for CSIR JRF in life science. Let's start today's topic, that is amino acids, and we are going to cover its subtopic like what is amino acids, what is its chemical composition, number of amino acids, characterization of amino acids and category of amino acids. So let's start. What is amino acids? So amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. You must have known the biomolecules, right? So biomolecules are the building blocks of living organism, and these are like protein, carbohydrate, fats and nucleic acid and vitamins. So for the protein parts, the monomer of proteins are amino acids, or you can say amino acids are the building block of proteins, or amino acids are the monomers of the polymeric protein. So you can see, if this is a protein, then the protein is made up of various amino acids through a peptide bond. The connection between or the bond between two amino acids are called peptide bond. So through a peptide bond, two amino acids can be connected, and like this the polymer is synthesized and formed a single protein. Similarly, what is its chemical composition? The chemical composition of amino acid. The amino acids contain one central carbon atom, right, and one hydrogen group, one amino group, one carboxylic group, and one any side chain. It may be CH3, it may be H, it may be CH2CH3, it may be any aromatic compound, it may be anything. I'll describe it later. So this is a amino acid, and when the central carbon contains four different groups, then the carbon is called chiral carbon. What? Chiral carbon, right? So this is the chemical composition of an amino acids. Let's start to the next question, number of amino acids. So there are 22 amino acids, but out of those 22 amino acids, there are 20 amino acids which are fundamental amino acids, and 2 amino acids that are derivative of those 20 functional amino acids. So like this, 22 amino acids are there, 20 are fundamental amino acids and 2 are derivative amino acids. So the next question, characterization of amino acids. But before this, I am going to write down the name of all those 22 amino acids so that it would be in your mind. So here are those 22 amino acids like glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, proline, methionine, phenylalanine, tryptophan, serine, threonine, cysteine, asparagine, glutamine, tyrosine, lysine, arginine, histidine, aspartate and glutamate. These are those 20 fundamental amino acids, and the extra two, pyrrolysine and selenocysteine, these two are the derivative amino acids which I have already told to you. So these are the 22 amino acids. Out of those, 20 are fundamental and 2 are derivative amino acids. So let's jump to characterization of amino acids. So what is characterization of amino acids? Well, there are some important characters of amino acids, that is, polarly active or inactive. This depends on the carbon, the central carbon. If the carbon is chiral, then this should be polarly what? Optically active. If, as for example, glycine, in case of glycine, there the side chain which I had mentioned in case of amino acids, it is single hydrogen atom. So that means now there are two hydrogen atoms in the central carbon, attached to the central carbon. So that means there is no chiral carbon. But in the other case, alanine, there is a single hydrogen group, single amino group, single carboxyl group and single methyl group. So that means this is a chiral carbon, right? So when there is a chiral carbon, that means the compound is optically active. And this compound is optically inactive. I'll tell what is optically active and what is optically inactive. So from this, glycine is optically inactive and alanine is optically active, right? So if I'll describe you clearly, when we will provide light into a polarizer in front of which there would be a compound inside a tube, and through which the light, if that light will rotate, that would be optically active, and if it will not rotate, then it would not be optically active, that means optically inactive. So optically active and optically inactive, right? Because what happened when we put light into the polarizer, then light is having polymerized waves. So from the polymerization, one monomerized light will come and it will enter into the compound. Which compound? It may be optically active compound or optically inactive compound. But how would you know that optically active or inactive? If the light will rotate, that would be optically active. If light will not rotate, then optically inactive. So again, if light will rotate clockwise, right, that means that would be dextrarotatory. And if light will rotate anti-clockwise, that would be laboratory. So like this, dextra is always signifies positive and laverotate signifies negative. If I'll repeat this further, when light put into a polarizer and through which the monomerized light will enter into the compound, and if the light will rotate, then this would be optically active, and if light will not rotate, that would be optically inactive. And if light will rotate in clockwise, that would be dextrarotatory, that would be positive, and if light will rotate anti-clockwise, that would be lavorotatory, negative. So like this, if light will rotate optically clockwise, we can say D plus, and if light rotate anti-clockwise, we can say L, right? So L or negative. Like this, this is characterization of amino acids, and further I will put the video in another category of amino acids, in which I will tell, and I'll also give tricks how can you remember whole amino acids, and also you can category amino acids into different kinds with different tricks. So I hope this video you liked, and if you liked, don't forget to subscribe it for further upcoming